Hey everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house building video. So today I am building a house in Riverview, and this is part of somewhat of a series, I guess, because I built 3 other family homes like this one in Riverview before. I think that was all last year, but it's kind of a continuation of that semi-series, I guess. And I plan to finish this entire neighborhood here that this house is built in, so there's going to be plenty more houses, kind of like this, coming up soon. But I really like this house, and I like the style that it's in. It's kind of like a family home, but I don't even know what style it really is. It's kind of craftsman, not really colonial. It's kind of its own thing in some ways, but it's pretty nice. And it's called Hawthorne House, which it's not named after the tree really, because there's none of those on this house's property. And there's also, I keep messing up my words. This is going to happen a lot probably, but there's also a town in California called that, or a city in California called that, but it's not named after that either. So I don't know, I just like the sound of it, so that's why I chose that name. But anyway, as you can see here, we're actually making some progress already. So we've got the garage, which is below the house off the basement, and also a nice front porch there as well. So this house ends up having 4 bedrooms and some amount of bathrooms. I think it's like 3.5. And it's pretty decent size. It's on a small lot. It's actually a 20 by 30 lot, so it's pretty narrow, which is probably what you're noticing here. It also doesn't go back very far either, so you can see that the house goes right up to either edge, so it does definitely fill a lot up. But it's a much larger house than the house I just did a couple days ago, which was on the same size lot, but it was only like a 2-bedroom house. So this one's quite a bit bigger because it's over 3 floors. There's the basement, the first floor, and the second floor, but yeah, anyway, as you can see here, we're starting on the roof. It has a pretty tall roof. It's enough to fit a dormer under it, which is fake, obviously. There's no 3rd floor, but it looks pretty nice. I like the way that looks. So anyway, putting on the porch roof, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the structure done. That came together pretty quickly. You can also see that there's a balcony, kind of like a double balcony here over the garage. So there's one off the first floor and then a balcony above that for one of the bedrooms. So that's pretty fancy. And that there is the back porch. And you can see here I'm also making these porches using all columns instead of using foundations. So you can see that the column goes all the way from the ground, and then another column kind of goes from the bottom of the floor up to the top of the ceiling there. So it's kind of like 2 stacked columns, if that makes sense, where all the porches are. So I kind of like that style. It's something I've done in the past, and I think it's kind of nice. I was going to say neat, but I changed it to nice there, so that's why I said it a little funny. But anyway, here you can see putting in some windows. So I like these windows a lot. They're from University Life, I believe. Also, all the wallpaper I use, not all the wallpaper, but a lot of the wallpaper I use in the house is also from University Life, which actually has some nice building items in it. So that's pretty cool. But here we have the basement, so it's just a pretty standard basement, I guess. It's mostly the garage. There's only a couple other things down there, nothing really that important. And right here, I'm just going to start changing up some colors, I believe. I'm going to make everything white. So all the window trim, the doors, the columns, and the railings are all going to be like a nice whitewashed type of wood, I guess. And also, you can see the house I don't know what I was going to say there, but yeah, there you can see the house is there, I guess. It's nice, whatever. I'm also putting in some landscaping too, which I tend to do at the beginning of my videos. I like to start up on the landscaping because it kind of gives me a sense of how the house will look, I guess. I don't know. You can see here I also have these shingles that make up the house too, and I wanted it to look really clean, so that's why I basically just made the whole house out of one material. So I kind of have a bit of contrast too by using some darker wood on this segment here, but most of the house I just leave just the shakes because I don't know if you call it cedar shakes because they look like they're painted, but you know, I kind of like that. So I use this darker wood material, so it kind of adds a bit of contrast. I don't do that because then it's not really contrasting. But yeah, I have the darker portion in the background and then some white trim. I think that looks pretty nice. And you can see here I'm just putting that down the side of the house as well. And yeah, I mean, I also put in some gray stone on the foundation and also the chimney, so that also adds a bit of contrast. But for the most part, the house is pretty monotonous. And I wanted to do that because I just like the way it looked. I don't know. Normally, I tend to kind of mix it up with a bit more materials. I'll use like Well, actually, normally I just kind of use a stone and a siding, but I don't know. In this case, I kind of just wanted to make it mostly one material because I don't know. It kind of just, I thought, suited the style of the house, maybe. So anyway, you can see here I'm just painstakingly making everything a different color because for some reason I don't change the color of the items before I place them. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I keep placing all the items and then going back and changing them with Create a Style, which takes forever, as you can probably tell, but it's all sped up, so it's not a big deal for you. But for me, it takes a little while to do all that. But anyway, you can see here, putting in some different windows on the first floor there, and also I'm going to get in this staircase as we begin the floor plan for this house. So, as I said, this house is 4 bedrooms, and they're all upstairs. The master bedroom is actually pretty big, but the other bedrooms are a little smaller, because it's not a huge house. Again, you can see that it's not massive, but it's of a decent size, and you can see right now I had a bit of trouble with the floor plan, so I do change this because it's really strange right now, the way that I have the dining room and kitchen kind of situated, so I make it a little bit better later on. But right here on the second floor we have 4 bedrooms, and the really small one is going to be a kid's room, so that little tiny room that looks like it should be a bathroom is actually a bedroom, because I just didn't have that much space. But the master bedroom is really big, so that's nice, but the rest of the bedrooms aren't so nice, but it's okay. Anyway, down here on the first floor, you can see the floor plan area, especially right here, is a little funky because I wanted to have this those angled walls and make this kind of almost hexagonal shape in the middle of the house there. Or it's like partial hexagon, but it didn't work, so I get rid of it because it just looked really strange and it wasn't a very good use of space. But anyway, here's the kitchen, and I end up making the kitchen a lot smaller than this because this is just way too big for a kitchen in this kind of house. So I end up breaking it up into a few separate rooms. So the kitchen will be kind of where the island is, and then the back door area will be its own room. And then on the far left, I will make that a laundry room. So you can see it's kind of like a weird nook there on the left where the window is. So that'll be a laundry room, and then the kitchen will be in the center. And it's still a pretty good sized kitchen, but it's not ridiculously large like it is right now. So that was the reason I did that. And you can see here I made the the cabinets, I made them blue because I thought they looked nice. Blue is going to be a pretty common color in this house, I think. At least I think so. I don't know. Maybe that was the last house. I think the last house used a lot of blue. Maybe not this one, but there's definitely some blue rooms. Anyway, here you can see the partial hexagon or octagon, whatever. Actually, that is a octagon, or a partial octagon. But anyway, yeah, no, it just didn't work out because it just looked ridiculous. So I end up fixing that, and I fixed the kitchen too. But I think first we do some landscaping, but I don't know for sure. We'll see. We'll discover that together. So right now I am putting in some stairs, which is always good, and also some nice columns there. And we're also putting in a nice little rock wall here to go between the between like the garage, between the driveway and the front walkway, because there's obviously that steep hill there. So I want it to be a little bit more covered up, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, putting in the brick driveway, which kind of just is to contrast with the house color because it's all very light. So I wanted to add in a pop of color there. And the landscaping is also fairly monotonous too. A lot of green bushes, but I did add in a few pops of color with some yellow flowers, I think. Well, right there's a yellow flower. And also the heather there on the ground is also yellow. So, I wanted to add a little bit of color in, but still keep it pretty, not necessarily bland, but just kind of a little bit less overly bright. So, yeah, I guess that was the aesthetic I went with for this house. But anyway, here's the garage. So there's a car in there. And also putting in some outdoor lighting, which I usually do at the very end of the video. But right now, I'm doing it here near the beginning. So that's interesting. But yeah, so also making it look nice at night. So there you go. And right now I'm going to do some more landscaping. I think we do all the landscaping actually at this point in time. So on this side of the driveway, I just have some bushes and plants and stuff. Nothing that exciting, but it looks nice. Also some stone as well, just so it kind of matches the other side. And also just some more landscaping items just around the area, and also a back staircase, which is always good to have because otherwise it'd be a little bit irksome because you wouldn't be able to get down, but your Sims would be able to get down. But anyway, just putting in some more bushes, a variety of thingamabobs around the house. So, yeah. So there you go. And also that little colorful thing I don't know what that is, but it's a little bush tree thing from University Life, actually, which is interesting. It's a pretty common theme with this house, a lot of University Life stuff. But yeah, anyway, putting in some dirt terrain paint, of course, that's very important. Without it, it would look not as realistic or as detailed, so it's always good to have that. And yeah, so just putting the deck material here, so it looks a bit nicer. So there you go, look at that. And we're back in the kitchen area. So here I'm using a wallpaper from University Life, what do you know? And I'm also going to put a tile on it so it looks like a backsplash, and putting on a bit of a light blue color there. And you can probably tell already, kitchen's too big. It's way too big. It was just like kind of strange the way it was so long and narrow, so I thought that it would look better if it was more of a rectangular, more of a square shape, even though it's not really a square in the end, but it's a bit less oblong, I guess. So isn't oblong like oval though? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know if oblong just means like long or if it means like it's oval and long, but anyway, it's not oval. It's just long. So I'm going to fix that soon at some point. Actually, I'm going to fix it right now. So there you go. You can see I just made that a separate little vestibule there for the back door, and I just kind of make it a little mud room / painting room. So I put an easel in there because it was kind of a good spot for it. And I also fixed this bizarre area, so I kind of just make the dining room a nice rectangle, and I put a little doorway for the staircase to the basement. And I'm also going to put in a laundry room and a half bathroom on the far left side there. So that will be, for those rooms. And in the very front is kind of just a extra room, I guess. There's a piano in there and not much else, but you'll see that. It's just a little odd, but it's okay. Alrighty, so we're moving on now to maybe some more furnishing. I think we'll do furnishing soon after I sort out where that dining table's going to go, and also just changing up the wall there. But I think, actually there's some more painting to do, of course. Some more exterior paint to put on, or paint, I guess, shingles to put on. And I think that's it now. Oh, nope, a little pointy bit to the roof, a little gable there. And some more windows, because I guess I never finished windows. That's okay. So we're going to put a window there for that bedroom, and a windows for this bathroom there in the corner, and a railing for the stairs, and yeah, I think that's it now. So now we're going to do a bit of furnishing here. So this is the dining room, of course, and it's right there next to the kitchen, which is nice because in a lot of my houses I tend to put the dining room really far from the kitchen, and it makes no sense. So in this case, I thought, I'll put them right next to each other, and that way it's not stupid. So here I'm just putting in some details in the kitchen here. Got those little pots with watermelons on them. And also going to put in some weird curtain things that aren't really curtains because they don't actually close. They're just like decorative thingamabobs over the windows. But yeah, those are there. And I'm also putting in just some details around the kitchen there, so it looks like a real house, I guess. And putting in some flowers, and this is the dining room wallpaper here, so I'm going to just do actually kind of a fancy pattern there, so I like that. It's also blue, so these two rooms are blue. They kind of follow the same color scheme because they're kind of joined together. So right there's the dining table. I think that's pretty obvious. And right now I'm putting in the the lights. Wow, I can speak. So there's the lights, and I'm putting in the color there for the table and with the chairs, and I'm also changing the color of the flooring. So it's just so it's a little bit less dark and depressing. I wanted to brighten up the room a bit because there's no windows in here, so there's not too much natural light coming into the dining room. And of course there's windows in the kitchen, but they're kind of far away, so I wanted to brighten it up a little bit. And right now I'm putting in a plant with an orange pot there for a pop of color. And there's a nice painting on the wall, and just my usual groupings of plants that I tend to do. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not a huge room, so there's not too much I can put in here, but also a fishbowl on a table and a lamp in the corner. So yeah, pretty nice. So that's the dining room complete. And now we're going to move on to probably these two rooms here. So this is the laundry room, and it's just going to be a pretty simple laundry room with a washer dryer and a sink. And as it turns out, I originally intended the laundry room to go in the basement, so I actually put a room down there that was meant to be the laundry room, and then I forgot about it, so I put it up here. And then later on I go down to the basement and realize, oh, now what am I supposed to do with this room? So I made it just a storage room later on. So you'll see that when we get near the end of the video. So near the end of the video, I think I actually just messed up those words. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I talk too fast and then like the words blur together and it just comes out as gibberish. So sometimes if I repeat myself, it's just because I feel like what I just said a second ago probably wasn't that clear. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so right now I'm just putting in just some details to the bathroom. This is a little half bathroom here. It's also kind of got a blue/tan color scheme. And right now I'm just putting in some flooring for all the rooms and changing up the colors for the entrance and living room. So I actually go with pink, kind of. It's kind of like it's not really pink, but it's kind of like a soft pink. I guess it is a pink. Yeah. And this is the piano room. So as I said, there's really just a piano in there and not much else. You'll see I put a few things in there, but it's pretty much just the piano. And this is the living room. And I like the what I did on the wall there behind the fireplace. It has a nice kind of interesting pattern there. I thought that looked pretty fancy schmancy. And right now I'm putting in the TV, the lights, a lot of lights. And also got some nice leather couches, which look pretty snazzy. And also in a blue color. So I told you there'd be a lot of blue in this house. So yeah, also I'm going to take a sip of water, so I'll be silent for just a second. There we go. All right, so moving on now to some curtains, which is always good to have. And I'm also going to put in some more curtains, I guess, but also change the color of those chairs and the rug. I actually quite like the rug pattern. It's pretty interesting. It's got like these flower things going on, but it's also blue. I kind of like the contrast between the walls and the furniture because it's kind of like got the nice, like the warm color of the walls and then like the cool colors of the furniture. I think looks pretty nice. I was going to put a chess table there by the front, but there wasn't room, so I went in the study instead. And right now I'm just putting a little bookshelf in just for a bit of detail and also just some artwork and stuff. So yeah, there you go. And also here in the front of the room, I didn't know what to do with this space, so I just put a little table there and I put something on it, a little pig, a little pig sculpture, and I also put a rug on as well. Also, there's the yellow horse. Always have to mention that. So the yellow horse is actually prominently displayed right at the entrance to the house, so you can't miss it. And also putting in a bit of flooring upstairs and some wallpaper there. And also, yeah, actually that's pretty much it for the living room. So now we're moving on to the staircase here for the basement and also putting some lighting in the basement as well, so you can see down there. And there's the garage flooring, and I'm doing a bunch of things here all at once, but this is the bathroom upstairs. So we have a tub shower combination, sink, toilet, pretty simple, and it's just a bathroom, I guess. So anyway, putting in some tile here, and I'm also going to change the wallpaper color because in this case I didn't like the wallpaper color with the blue. It didn't work so well in this bathroom, so I do change the wallpaper later, but it's not that important. And so yeah, basically it's putting in all the details that you'd expect. So the toilet paper and the rugs on the floor and the hand towels and stuff I like to do. So all my bathrooms usually have that stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this bathroom. Pretty simple. So now we're going to move on to a bedroom, I think, or not, or maybe, who knows? I don't know. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to do this room here. So we have a piano in it so far, and also this rug, which has like an ivy pattern. Excuse me, an ivy pattern, and also a bookshelf. So there you go. Look at that. Wonderful. And I also put a rocking chair in, so I guess, and a guitar. So I guess your Sims could just sit there and read. But yeah, that's it. I was a little disappointed that the room is kind of empty looking, but I think it's okay. You know, not every room in the house has to be completely filled with furniture, so I just left it that way. And this is the back door area, so it's part mudroom but part painting studio, which is kind of strange, but it has an art easel in there and just some other stuff. You know, it just to kind of use the space, I guess. Otherwise, the kitchen felt too large when it was in that when it used that space, so I kind of wanted to split it up a bit. So that's why I made this room. So just some plants and a mirror and the art easel, I guess. And I think this is pretty much it. I put a rug in, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I do. I think I just, oh, I do. There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's nothing over the top. So yeah, now we're going to move on to the study. So the study is right here. I'm putting in the chess table, or changing the color of the chess table, really. And then, of course, we have this desk here. Also, you can see my creative style is giving me a bit of lag at this point in time. Yeah, I was having a little bit of struggle here. But also, I couldn't figure out why the chair was going on the far right side of the table, because it's getting cut off by that leg there, you can see. But apparently that's where the chair goes. You can't put it on the center, so that's really strange. I think it's just a weird quirk with that table, which is actually from the Sims 3 store, I believe. So it's not quite perfect, but or it's a desk, really. It's not a table. But anyway, it's a pretty simple office. You actually have a giant bass in there, I think. That's what that is. Or it's not a cello, I don't think. But yeah, and a nice desk there, some bookshelves, chest table. Pretty simple study. And now we're going to move on to the upstairs here. So we have the first bedroom, which is kind of, I guess it could be a guest room, but it also could be like a teen's room or something. It's up to interpretation, I suppose. But it has this really dark wallpaper, which has black, and then it's like this blue lacy texture kind of thing going on. And then you have the bed with the white sheets. I thought that kind of was a nice contrast to the dark wallpaper. And right now I'm just putting in some furniture, of course. So we have a little dressing table, I guess, or whatever that is, vanity mirror table thing with a stool on it, which of course it doesn't need a stool, but I like to have that there. And I also put in a very large plant to fill that corner. So a really nice big plant there from Roaring Heights, I believe. And I'm also going to put in a TV on the wall. So it's the only bedroom with a TV, actually. So that's pretty fancy. And yeah, just some other details around the room. Of course, a rug. That's always important. And I'm going to put in some curtains, of course, as well. So yeah, there's the rug. There's a poster on the wall there. Oh, the bed, you can see Creative Style was making it kind of difficult for me to move the texture onto that painting. But yeah, so pretty simple. I keep saying that, pretty simple. It's not really that simple, but I guess it's not like super over the top. But yeah, it's just a nice bedroom, you know? Just a nice bedroom. And we're going to move on now to this bedroom here, which is a guest room for sure. I mean, I guess it could be anyone's bedroom, but I intended it to be a guest room because it's pretty generic in some ways. It's kind of got a purple color scheme to it. So you have, I like that pattern on the bed, actually. That was just one of the default textures, and I just went with it. There's also an armoire there in the master bedroom, but yeah, anyway, it's pretty simple bedroom. I mean, in this case, it isn't that over the top. It's just got a dresser with a mirror over it. You got the bed. There's a nice painting there of the bed. And also I'm going to put in, also I don't know why the color just changed there so much. Because like right there, if you just notice like the colors in the room just shifted. That was like between, two recording sessions. And for some reason, when I came back in the game, all the colors were, the lighting looked different. I don't know what that was about. Because I don't have any Sims in this world. So like the time would not have progressed or anything. So I don't know what that was about, but that was kind of weird. Anyway, you can see the bedroom is done now. And this is just the kids' room. They get the short end of the stick with the tiny little bedroom. And it's also meant for 2 people because it's got a bunk bed in it. So yeah, it's kind of a small room for 2 people to share, but oh well. So yeah, this is definitely meant to be a kids' room. It's kind of got kind of a certain style to it, I guess. I don't know. It's got like this black and gray color scheme. And we have those kind of neon signs that I thought looked pretty cool. And also just, some other panda. I put a couple panda bears in because I like the black and white on the panda bears because it went with the colors of the room nicely. So that's why I did that. And also we got the nice gray curtains there. And this is their own bathroom. So the kids' room the kids have an ensuite bathroom here. So that's pretty fancy. It doesn't have a tub though. It's just a shower and a sink and a toilet because the bathroom was a little too small to fit a tub in. I mean, I could have fit a tub in, but then you wouldn't be able to use it because the toilet would be blocking it. So I had to go with the shower instead. And yeah, so it's got a vanity. It's also very modern. The style of this bathroom is a little bit more modern than the rest of the house, but it's okay. I kind of like it. I think that it goes with the bedroom quite nicely, and the colors work well with the colors of the bedroom that it's attached to, so that's why I went with that. And yeah, so now we're going to move on to the master suite, so that's all we have left on this second floor here. And I really like this room. It's got a gray and green color scheme, kind of white, I guess white, gray, and green. So we have the green on the bed, but also like this really nice kind of light neutral colored carpet. Well, it's actually kind of green, but it's this nice kind of carpet color, and then we have the light walls, and I don't know, it just all kind of goes together nicely. I'm pretty much, I'm a pretty, oh gosh, why can't I speak? I'm a fan of it. That's what I guess I was trying to say. I don't know. Yeah, and also we have a clock there on the wall in the study, so that's good. But yeah, also putting on some curtains in the matching green color, and also finding a good painting to go over the fireplace. I kind of went with that because I like the colors in it. And yeah, just also some mirrors and a nice little tile there on the floor. So yeah, and also a little sitting area with some chairs. So that was the idea behind this room, just to be kind of nice and elegant. And it's also quite large too. It's definitely bigger than it really needs to be, but it just kind of worked out that way, so oh well. And also nice painting there on the wall, and a plant in the corner, and some more plants, of course, just around the place. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I add anything else to the room. Oh, some mirrors, but that's about it. Now we're going to move on to the bathroom. The bathroom's a little white. Maybe I should have added a bit more contrast to it, but I did put some green tile on the wall, so that kind of adds a little bit of color, I guess. But yeah, it's a little bit bland. That's okay, though. The bathroom in the basement's even worse, so it's okay. I wanted to look kind of generic, so... Well, not this one, but the basement bathroom I wanted to look kind of generic. Yeah, but this bathroom is a little bland, but it's okay. So there you go. Got some not tile. What am I talking about? Well, there is tile in here, but I meant to talk about the rug because I was putting in the floor mats. Got some floor mats and also some of those towels there on the walls. So that's cool. Yeah, so there you go. That's the master suite done. And we're gonna move on now to putting a mirror on the wall there because why not? And also some plants in the corner. And we're going to change up the wall material here in the hallway, not the hallway, the stairway, and also in the basement area. So this basement room was a little strange because it was like too small to be a room for a pool table and have like a sitting area in it, or like a living room area with a TV. But it was also too big just to be kind of a hallway, so I didn't know what to do with it. So I put a couple bookshelves in here and a couple chairs. I suppose if you download the house, you could kind of make this whatever you want it to be. You could put like skill building items down here. Maybe use it for like a storage area for collectibles. I don't know. And then here's the generic bathroom that's really bland. Well, I got some blue on the countertop, but there's not much contrast in here. I should have maybe like add a black countertop or something. But oh well, it's a little bland, but that's okay. So yeah, it's just a basement half bath. It doesn't need to be anything special. And then we have this room here, which was supposed to be the laundry room, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I ended up making it just a storage room with some shelving in it, so that's it. Nothing too over the top. And right here in the garage, we have a bunch of items, actually. I use all the Fastlane stuff items, so I kind of just threw them around the room. And also here, there's a air conditioning unit outside. But here, I'm going to put in just some shelves. I don't even put anything on the shelves. I just leave them blank because, you could use it for whatever you want, I guess. It's just an empty storage room, kind of like a closet, I suppose. But yeah, so just some shelves in here, and that's pretty much it. So there you go. How wonderful. Anyway, we're almost done here, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this build. Right now, I'm just adding in the final touches, like I'm just putting some black flooring and wall material in all the inaccessible areas just so it looks really nice and clean. I love doing that. I think that it looks really top notch. So I tend to do that. I also kind of change the material under the roof areas as well, so it just kind of looks finished. And also adding some outdoor furniture here. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, I have plenty more builds like this on my channel that you can check out. And yeah, so just adding in just the final touches here, just some items around the place, and also just some last minute outdoor lighting. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.